Hi, I'm Paul and this is Lee. Welcome to the Just Pull the Trigger podcast.
This is the show that discusses the trials, tribulations and triumphs of a small business owner. On today's show, we're chatting to Leo Parry, a personal trainer and business owner based in Leigh-on-Sea. In our chat, we discuss Leo's business journey, all the way from Pizza Hut delivery boy to creating the workshop, Leo's beautiful gym and workspace in the heart of Leigh-on-Sea. We also delve into family life, what makes Leo tick outside of the gym, and the importance of just being yourself when it comes to social media. Oh, and a word of advice. Make sure you watch your pizza toppings around Leo. He's got history. All this and more to come on Just Pull the Trigger.
Leo, welcome.
Cheers, guys.
Marathon on Sunday.
Sunday.
Ready for it?
I don't know.
Have you done one before?
No, first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that.
I haven't run before June last year.
Well, like properly.
Yeah, not really.
Really?
No. Now, I can't remember a time that I said, I'm going for a run. Which is really strange. I thought I would have done, but no, I didn't.
Well, why is that?
I suffer with lower back pain quite badly. When I used to lift weights like 10 years ago, terribly. And because of that, whenever I run, my upper back got really tight. There was almost like a connection there. So I always said, it's not for me.
Yeah.
But the back got better over the years, and then I was like, I'm going to just go for a little plod, as I called it. And it was, ended up doing 5k in like 38 minutes, which is really slow.
Okay.
But I knew it's pretty slow. But I knew I was going really steady. I didn't have any gear on. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
And this weren't treadmill, this was just for...
This was me just popping around. Then about 4 weeks later, I'm doing 5Ks in like 22 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
Which is half decent. You know, you start to get quick at that point. And then I booked in for a marathon, London Marathon. It's just all happened very quickly.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, what have I done?
And what sort of time are you looking for?
I've got like 3 different zones. So sub 4 hours is like bronze.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Good day. Sub 3:45 is like silver.
Yeah.
And then gold is sub 30. 3:30.
Do they start you in like packs of like, you go up, do they have to ask you, what do you think you're going to do? And
Yeah,
go,
when you sign up, you say, what's your predicted time?
Yeah,
so you type it in, and then that determines what time you go off,
Yeah.
what heat you're in, what pen you're in, to put you in pens.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds
caged,
horrible,
not like a caged animal.
Right.
And apparently there's no toilets once you're in the pens.
Yeah.
So, get ready before you get in.
I suppose you might be in the pen for an hour or so, right? While people disperse.
Which is the problem. I'm off at about 10, they say, and they want me there at 8:30.
Right.
I'm thinking,
You've really got to train
90
it before.
minutes of just hanging around.
Oh, really? Just standing there in the pen at 8:30?
Well, I'm not sure yet, but
I don't know,
my running coach who I saw yesterday, who's very experienced in London, he said, get there at 9, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I've got an hour of just hanging around.
about, yeah.
Yeah, but
I've always thought about doing a marathon, but the reason I don't want to do it is because I've always, I'm a little bit bigger now, but when I was younger, I was always really skinny.
right, okay.
And I just thought, if I'm like marathon training, I'm going to be like 7 stone bringing wet sort of thing, you know?
This is the thing, right? I thought
It's 1 stone more than me at the moment.
I thought to myself, I'm going to get
structure.
absolutely shredded
Right.
doing this. This is going to be, because I love
To be
my
the best
food. I'm
thing
a
you
big
ever do,
eater.
isn't
I love
Yeah.
my food. No, not at all.
Really?
I've dropped like a couple of kilos.
But are you massively more hungry from doing the training?
Not as much as I thought I would be. If I'm honest with you, I think I've just been hungry since I can remember.
Yeah.
If you do a long run, okay, you're expending a lot of calories.
Yeah.
You do want to eat afterwards more
Yeah.
than you would if you hadn't done it. But no, overall, not really. If I'm honest with you.
And did you make your own training up? Because I know you, just from friends, you sort of you don't run the whole way at all, do you?
No, I've only done up to 30 kilometres,
And what is it, 42?
42.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, I was meant to do up to about 35,
Right.
but I'd typically an injury did come into play about
Yeah.
6 weeks ago, so I didn't get to do those long
Yeah.
ones. So I'm running into the unknown,
Yeah.
which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
But apparently, the day you just with the atmosphere,
Adrenaline
everyone there,
just-
you just get
Oh,
going.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it carries you through that extra.
Thousands of
what is
people.
it? Extra 30% or 25%.
Yeah, but you just don't. I mean, my mind I think's pretty good for it. I think fitness-wise, I'm good. Body, I just don't know.
I think mentality is probably the key to it.
I'm not listening to music until I get to about the 25k mark.
Why is that?
because music's massive for me. I get really emotional when I listen to certain songs and stuff. I don't need that in the first part, I don't think. When I start to go into the unknown, that's when I want a certain song from when I was younger, and then bang, you go. Do you know what I mean?
Luther Vandross at 10 miles. Oh my God,
Let's get going.
dance with my friend.
And I've got my family placed at certain points.
Right.
So when I'm coming into like the last 7 or 8k, where I'm imagining at that point, if I'm holding the pace still, I'm not going to be feeling too good.
Yeah.
Got my little girl, my little boy ready.
My daughter along and she'll shout.
Yeah, sure. All the right words. Yeah, so they're all placed at the right time, and let's see how we go.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go.
I'm curious to know, so obviously you train for strength a lot of the time.
Yeah.
How do you feel different now that you've trained? Like, do you feel like fitter and stronger now you've done marathon training, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, aerobically, like when I breathe, I just feel very clean.
Yeah.
It's probably the only way I can explain. Like even when I'm just breathing in, I feel that's just so. I feel fitter just sitting here.
Yeah.
I feel very able.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
To
Do you feel fitter?
I can sprint. I can go way more than I've ever done before. But I do love lifting weights. I do love how that makes you feel, that tight feeling. I was actually speaking to a client about this yesterday. They said, how can you explain it? I said, when you clench your fists and you don't feel like you've got enough strength to really squeeze them, when you train, you do, and everything tightens up. And I like that feeling that it gives me. But I haven't been able to do as much of it for obvious reasons. So I usually will train like 4 times a week. I've had to train like once or twice.
Risk of injury and all that sort of
Yeah, just to keep things ticking over and just overall exhaustion. Time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
It is a big thing. Most people say marathon will take over your life. Hasn't for me. I've only trained 3, sometimes 4 times a week. So it hasn't been that crazy really. Maybe 3 runs a week. But it's still, life's still busy, right?
Absolutely.
Family, kids, work and all that stuff. But
when are you doing the training? Like, is it early morning or night or what?
I'm not really much of an early person, really.
Right.
I can get up early. I don't like having to leave the house and be out early.
Okay.
So usually, I actually like the break up once you finish a day at work, before you have your night to chill on the sofa or whatever. You go for your run, because then it sort of distinguishes and breaks the day up quite nicely.
Yeah.
So that's what I've usually been doing. It's like 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. Yeah.
I've actually found that. So sometimes, like, if I come home, and obviously my kids are at home with my wife, I'm not getting back out, basically.
Right, okay.
It's really tough.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, yeah. I'd like to, but they'd be like, no, you don't go out. Not there, it's the bedtime, it's all chaos.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing, I just go home, I drive home, I won't park outside my house, I park like the top of the road.
So they can't see
me, and I'll go for like half-hour run, and I'll come back.
Just sit in the car and cry.
And then I'll come back, and then so that's done. So it's sort of like, it's a bit like what you're saying, like 5, 6 o'clock time. And it's just like a hack that I've sort of, because in the morning it's chaos, I can't get out and do it. It's it's just times to, it's just that's the window that works best.
But then again, where are we now? End of April, October last year, I did 5k every day for 31 days.
Just as a thing, to raise money, or
I don't know why. If I'm honest with you,
was it a thing online?
I was in
People
Ibiza.
doing that, or?
No, I was in Ibiza with my mate about 2 weeks before, like this fitness thing we went to, and we were just talking about like content creation and what trying to stand out, do something different. And I was like, should I just run every day for 31 days, do a 5k, and just see how we go? He was like, do it. I went, all right, I'll do it. You can find the time to run every single day, but it's challenging. So I was doing a reel or a little video every single day as well. So you're running, you quickly having to set the phone up, run back, all that type of stuff. You're like a right madman when you're out. But it's funny to think you do have the time 7 days a week if you really have committed to something.
Yeah.
But then again, they're only 5Ks. But you are running, 35k a week then?
Yeah.
Just close to a marathon a week on like time on feet, for example.
Pete from Happy Stride, I mean, he's a different animal.
Yeah, he does like centurions and stuff.
He signed up to I can't remember what it is, but it's a 100-miler. Right.
That's mental.
Yeah, and then he's just like, I've got to start training, because I haven't really trained. It's in a couple of months. Because I'm going to just do a quick. He just said something like a quick 30 miles tomorrow morning or whatever. He just run to Chelmsford.
Well, this is it. When you're doing an ultra,
30 miles is nothing, isn't
just like a quick marathon is just
it's your perception of it, though, isn't it? Probably.
Everyone keeps going to me, you must be a bit nervous. I'm like, I'll be done by lunch. Like,
Yeah.
I actually am trying to look at it as how lucky am I to be able to run the London Marathon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
Not a lot of people get in, do they?
I think there's like 57,000 people doing it this year.
Right.
And I think, give or take 1 million, try and do it.
Oh, really?
What, apply
to it.
Really? I didn't know that.
So there's, I mean,
5% literally.
yeah, it's a tiny amount. So to actually have a place to do it,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to look at it as lucky me,
Yeah.
not, oh God, how am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah,
Good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I'm very excited.
You always wanted to be PT? Or what did you do before being a PT, if you did anything?
So I had various jobs. I was a Pizza Hut delivery boy,
Right.
which was good fun.
That's where I know you from.
Yeah, it's funny. My fiance, I definitely delivered to her house. Really. Like definitely, because they always ordered from the place that I used to work at. The years I used to work
Right.
from there. Funny, isn't it, to think that I've definitely made eye contact with the families so many times. Pizza Hut delivery boy, worked at a furniture shop. Then was in a bit of a crossroads. It was like, how old was I? About 19, finishing college, around a little bit. It was like, what am I going to do? I love cars. We're going to this car garage in Shoebury. The name's RS Automotive.
Right, yeah.
And I sort of built up a bit of a relationship with the owners, probably because I was paying them to fix all my cars. We were hanging around a lot. And I ended up being an apprentice there.
Okay.
And 4 years later, 4 crazy years where I learned a great deal and it was really fun, realised it wasn't really for me. Left, went and did a ski season in Meribel in the south of France with my 2 best mates, Alex and Dan. Didn't work. Everyone always goes, oh, what do you want? I said, no. We drank beer, ate pasta, ate cereal and skied. It was a 4-month magical experience.
When you say you didn't work, but you must be, you teaching classes or anything?
No.
So
No.
you
I was a bum.
a jolly
I was a
up.
bum for 4 months.
I was like a gap year.
Yeah, yeah. It was like 4 months of just, I think I saved on like 1,500, 2 grand. We budgeted and we just had 4
Made
months,
most of
4
it.
amazing months.
What, a
Yeah.
month for the whole lot?
For the whole lot.
Wow.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Inflation's really gone since then. But, you know, I literally ate pasta and cereal.
Right, okay.
So it wasn't that expensive. You know, Dad would come out for the week and it was like,
Let's go for it.
7 rinsed him dry every time it came out. So that was amazing because, you know, skiing is a massive thing that I love. Came back and I was like, again to the running, when you said, you think you're going to lose loads of weight? I was like, I was quite overweight at this point. I was like, surely, skiing every day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
going to come back nice and trim. I came back heavier,
Yeah.
definitely. And then there was a moment when I started going to David Lloyd and I came back. It was like, what am I going to do with my life? It was summertime, still at home, mum, dad, no responsibilities. Let's just gather myself and try and lose some weight, feel better initially. And then there was a point where I was sitting on my kitchen table and my sister Phoebe, she said, why don't you just become a PT? You're always at the gym. Why not earn money and be there at the same time? And I said, oh, no, not for me. Anyway, about 2 months later, I'm qualified, I'm in, I got a job at David Lloyd, and I am a personal trainer. I'm off. I did my level 2 and then I slowly did my level 3 so I was there over like a year span. And yeah, David Lloyd was fun. It helped a lot of people. Looking back, wasn't very good, which I think is really funny.
You wasn't very good.
No, yeah, I think it's really interesting knowing what I know now many years later. You look back and you think some of the stuff I did. It's not a regulated industry that way.
Right.
You can get away with not being good, charging money and
Yeah.
winging it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess in like everything, you do get found out, right?
I don't know. I think a lot of people don't know what a good PT is, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of people pay.
That's actually, you know, that's a good point. I think you're right. Actually,
I think a lot of people pay just to say I've got a PT, you know, or make them go. You know, I have a PT because, you know, like, or I've had a PT and stuff because if I don't, then I don't go as much.
But this is it. It's why have you got one? Is it to learn, to be pushed, or to actually get out of the house?
Yeah.
That could be it. I've been training a guy for the last 5 years. See him about 2 or 3 times a week. Go to his house or he comes to my place. When I don't, he goes away in the summers to his place in Ibiza. When I don't see him, he never trains without me. And he's very like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm there to make sure he does something. And we obviously work hard, and it's really beneficial because of that. But people have definitely got a different perception of why they've got a personal trainer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I know a couple of personal trainers that actually, one of them said, he goes, I reckon I make, he didn't tell me an exact number, but about like £3 or £4 grand a year from doing nothing, because people just go, cancel.
Yeah.
Right? Last minute, then he goes, the amount of people just go, it's like, they're coming in at 9, it's 6:45, I ain't coming in today, mate.
Yeah.
And, you've got to take the money, do you know what I mean?
I used to have a lot more of that. I don't really get too much of that now. I don't know why.
Have you streamlined it, like cherry pick your clients and...
Yeah, I mean, at the club in Lee that I own, Marcus does a lot of the personal training.
The big geezer.
The big geezer.
Yeah.
Thor. The Labrador.
Yeah.
I do a lot of the nutritional stuff, making sure everything's all in line, everything's set up. I do still train some people, but he does a lot of the hands-on stuff. I think people are less likely to cancel when you've built a really good relationship.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't think about it as a relationship as much as they should do.
Yeah.
And that's maybe where I'm a bit different, I think, because I want to understand the person.
Yeah,
really
they're
well.
not just another number sort of thing.
No, and it's I always say, this is not a dictatorship, it's a relationship. And if you're going to not show up because you're being lazy, I'm going to call you out on it. And if you don't like it, then maybe this isn't right.
And you'd obviously charge them, right? If they just didn't turn up, you go, or it depends on the situation or what?
Yeah, depends on the situation.
They're like, my son's been run over or something.
Yeah, yeah. Then it's like, I won't charge you.
50%.
I actually can't remember the time that someone cancelled for like a shitty reason.
Yeah.
I don't really get people cancelling, if I'm honest with you. It will always be a family thing, or I've double booked or whatever like that. So it doesn't usually become a problem.
That's probably quite a nice thing for you as well, I think, just because people are probably, I want to go see Leo, rather than like, if it was a dictatorship,
It
you know,
does
people are
become
like,
when I've gone to PTs, it becomes like a friendship, do you know what I mean? And you go and have a chat.
Yeah.
It's man time, especially when, you're at home and, well, you have as well, but like you're surrounded by women,
This is it. It's your time, isn't it, to get out?
Yeah.
It's like when you get a haircut, you end up having
That's
know it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've got to get...
And I know it all as well.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? People
really
open
open up in certain
Big
ways,
time.
yeah.
Because I've had a fitness coach myself for years, and like, currently got a running coach. You end up telling them things that you're like, oh God, I told them that.
Yeah.
Wow, that happened.
Yeah, I can't believe I just told them that.
Well, now this really is a relationship that we're building here.
Yeah, the kind of thing, maybe I should have said
Maybe I
that.
should have done that. But I think it's how comfortable you feel with someone.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not comfortable with someone,
Maybe they're the wrong PT.
yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah, totally.
It's not going to work. Because there's a lot of personal things that go on when you think about your health and how you feel about yourself and why you're doing something and why you're not. So you've got to want to open up.
Yeah.
You've got to want to feel comfortable with who you're working with. And that's where I do feel that I'm quite good.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely, yeah.
Whether I'm working with an 18-year-old who's like, I want to get ripped from my Ibiza holiday, or whether I'm working with Paul, who's 70, who's got pain in his knee and he just wants to feel...
Be able to walk down the street,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, whoever you throw in front of me, I can adapt. And that's
Yeah.
what I think. Well, that's what I think I'm slightly different to others, maybe.
When I think from memory, we talked about this before, but did you have did you go through a process of, I'm going to get ripped for 3 months, and we said it wasn't really that healthy in general, and what was your experience on that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of this. So I grew up always being overweight. I was never like, oh God, Leo's massive, but I was the tubby
Big Leo
kid.
over there.
I was the tubby kid, right? I never liked the way I looked. Definitely from, I don't know what age it is that you can be aware of how you look.
Yeah.
12.
Yep. Okay.
Probably when girls come to the
it's
sort of...
puberty, really, isn't it?
Yeah, around that. But there was definitely a sense of like, this body just small for you here when I
Yeah.
look back and it's attached to it. I think we've all got it to a point. I've said it. Struggled with that throughout school, didn't like PE, changing the corner, put the tops on, quick, no one's looking, quick, that type of stuff. Never went swimming in the pools, never went down to the beach. It's quite sad if you think about it.
Yeah.
And when I got to the point where I was like, I'm understanding nutrition a bit, I had another coach many years ago 2017, I did my first ever photo shoot.
Right.
I'm standing in a gym in London, like a big bodybuilding gym, like proper scary, with my top off, all tanned up. I look like a skinny Hulk because it's gone green.
Yeah.
The town fucked up, so I've gone green. What an experience! What a moment. Put some weight back on after it, because you almost feel you do need to fail a few times to really understand where your point is, your happy point. 2021 went through this. Am I like a wannabe bodybuilder moment? It was really interesting. I had a bodybuilding coach at this time. I was doing like posing lessons. I was really getting lost in sort of it. Right. When I look back, I think that was funny, but it was a moment.
Yeah.
Got ridiculously big. I got like 12 kilos lighter than I am today.
Right.
And it's funny. I thought that's all I wanted, but in the moment, I never once appreciated sort of what I'd done or how I looked. And afterwards, I put on like 10 to 12 kilos quite quickly.
Right.
Because again,
you can't maintain it either, can you?
If you lost 12 kilos and then put it back on, is that where you went back to? Is that just your sort of natural sort of weight?
That's like, I thought Leo would look a bit better than that. Do you know what I mean? Like, my happy medium is probably like in the middle.
Yeah.
Like happy, healthy. You look good. You don't look too alien looking.
Yeah.
Like my mum was like, "Oh my god, you."
Yeah.
Stop my Leo.
Yeah. Very much so. And I must admit, I looked gaunt.
Right.
I did look gaunt. But I'm glad I went to that place because it's something I've always wanted to do.
It's not sustainable, surely, right?
No, definitely not. And then last year I did my third photo shoot, and I found that happy medium. I was in the middle between where I was before and afterwards. And since then, I think it's just trying to maintain that level of contentment in your body while focusing on other areas rather than just fixating on how you look.
Yeah.
Like when I think about, I'm 33, Primrose is 7 years old, Rafferty's nearly 3. I want to make sure that when they're 20 and when they're 30, when they're sort of having kids, I'm the fit dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fit granddad.
Yeah.
There's a guy that I know, he's mid-40s. He's in shape.
Yeah.
He's a lovely man as well, but he's in serious shape. And there's an aura about him. He's not cocky with it at all, but I have a lot of respect for him. He's a great dad. He's a lovely man, really successful. He just finds time throughout his day to focus on himself, and you can just tell it makes him.
That's healthy for him, though, right?
100%, and that's that's sort of a version of who I am, really. I guess.
That's consistency, right? For him, like, rather than him going, I'm going to do a month's worth and get, or 5, 6 weeks or whatever, 12 weeks, I'm going to get ripped. That's just him being like, this is me, consistently. Consistency is going to be trying to do it, as a blast, if you want to call it that.
So if someone signs up to work with me for 6 months,
Yeah.
right, they want to lose 10 kilos and learn everything and feel better about themselves. After those 6 months, you've got to make it clear to them from the get-go, you have to still keep work. You cannot go back to who you are now. So yes, you go a bit quicker on certain areas and moments and time, but overall you have to keep moving forward and have effort with it all the time.
Yeah. It's not one and done sort of thing.
Anyone if you look at anyone that's like in shape, the majority of those people, they work for that and build that into their life every week.
Yeah.
Every single week.
That's what I've found. Whenever I've gone to do those sort of things.
Yeah.
And I probably last 3 to 4 weeks, like being really like consistently clean, and just go, I just want something. Do you know what I mean? Or I'll have a pizza or whatever.
It's because you're going too
far.
But
if I just went 80-20 for a year,
this
happy
is
days,
If someone wants to lose 12 kilos and they're like, I need to do it in 3 months, cool, you can do that. But then in 3 months' time after that, you're probably back up. Would it be better to do a kilo a month?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not sexy.
Yeah.
That's not boring.
Yeah.
I can't see the progress regularly enough, so then I give up.
Can't do a shoot.
Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I did have one person a few years ago that we built that in. We're going to go real slow here. This is a year-long process to do something that we could do in 3 months. But with going at it in the process and the way that we did, they were able to not ever feel like they were doing anything really that different. Just slowly blending something better into their life.
I've been reading a book actually, which is called The Compound Effect.
Right.
And it is pretty much exactly that. And literally a couple of pages that I read last night, it was talking exactly about it. the guy who's written it, he had a friend who was like, oh, he saw a picture of him at a wedding and he was like, you know, massive, and he was like, I've got to get in shape. And it obviously, it's when those moments you're like, you're going from night to day, you're like, I've really got to change straight away. And he was like, I'm going to go like 5 days a week. And he actually said, he goes, don't go 5 days a week because you won't sustain it.
Yeah.
And you'll get just disillusioned by it after, like you say, 3 or 4 weeks. And then you'll be like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. And then you'll just drop it.
Yeah.
He goes, go like 1 or 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Because you know you can do that.
Exactly.
I think you make the little changes,
Absolutely.
and they'll make a big difference. Whereas if you just try and overhaul your life, you know, you set yourself up to fail.
But it's like anything. If you want to maintain your muscle mass, it's quite straightforward. If you want to build muscle, like properly build muscle, there's a big difference between the two. And it's the same like maintaining your body weight. You know, unless you're really greedy, or you haven't got an appetite at all. Most of us should be able to maintain our body weight without putting on or losing too much. But actually going into a deficit consistently where you want to get something quick, it is hard. So a lot of people overestimate what it takes to actually get the long-term thing, which is to be and feel good for years to come, not just in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you were David Lloyd.
Yeah.
Was there a few bits between then and your gym now?
Yes. So David Lloyd was like a year,
Right.
give or take. Something didn't feel right towards the end.
Yeah.
I think I just don't know being told what to do, if I'm honest with you.
Were they like a bit?
They were normal. They were as you would expect.
Did they take a big cut of what you were doing and all that sort of thing?
Yeah. I think they took probably 55-60%.
Right.
Quite, a decent
healthy
chunk.
chunk.
You were on a basic salary,
Yeah.
really. Something never felt right. Like I say, I always felt like I wanted to do my own thing, and I then simply I actually was sitting down with my nan at the time. I said, I'm thinking of going on my own. She was like, where? I said, just whack some stuff in the boot of the car, and it was coming into summertime. I was like, go to the parks and just get people hot and sweaty, without sounding funky in a park. See how we go. And a few clients that liked me from David Lloyd, they cheekily moved and came with me, and we did that for maybe 6 months. So it was, I don't know how many clients, I can't remember, maybe 10. I saw like some of them once, some of them twice a week, going around different areas, turning up in the S4 V8, which I had at the time, which didn't make sense, and training people like that, not really doing that much work, earning similar to what I was at David Lloyd at this point, and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
There was never this at that point, I want to become something. It was just, I'm actually still quite immature at this point. I'm probably like 25. I'm earning the same and I'm not really doing a lot.
So you're just
and I'm at home. This is great. Like, this is easy. Life is easy. Then, Mum and Dad, at the back of their garden, had like this outhouse, never been used, covered in crap. And I said to Dad one day, if I buy some equipment, clean it up, paint it, put some flooring down, can I have that as my gym? And the clients can come down the sideway. He was like, yeah. And I said, you can all use it, because you're not going to charge me rent, are you?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. I said, brilliant. So I then did that for about 2 years, 2 or 3 years, I reckon, where clients used to come down the sideway, all the way down the garden, and I used to train them in the studio. There was some free weight equipment. There was a rack, a barbell, some kettlebells and whatnot. Built up a client base where I was earning a little bit more, but it was just like next stage of I've got somewhere in the winter that's warm, and I've got somewhere that I can feel like it's mine. Started to jump on social media at this point, and started to go down that avenue, shall we say. And that was where I was for, about 2 or 3 years. And then 2019, the opportunity to potentially look at getting a lease on this building in Leigh-on-Sea came around. It was actually like 2018 at this point. And like anything at that age, when I was naive, you just go, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll borrow the money from here, there and everywhere and we'll make it work. And then, it was March the 1st, 2019. I was in the solicitors, signed the paperwork. I've got the lease on this building. This building was ready to be knocked down. It needed so much work doing to it. I didn't really know the model of the business. I didn't know what I was really doing. I was just trying to borrow money left, right and centre, and going through different waves of planning permission. How's it going to look? What can I afford? What am I even going to do? And it was going to be a gym of some sort. And then obviously COVID hit, so that slowed everything down even more. And then after COVID, we did 2 years of building works, turned this rundown.
So you're talking about the workshop? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that is the place. This rundown derelict building in Leon Sea.
I do remember it was the old furniture
The old
companies, wasn't it?
The old, Prickett's,
Yeah.
When I say we, John and Matt, who are the builders, and good friends of ours, they created a masterpiece.
They did.
Absolutely.
That's the best way I can put it. From a rundown derelict place that was ready to be knocked down, they created a masterpiece.
Yeah,
And-
hopefully we can get some pictures overlapping this, like as it goes through. Yeah, that'd be
And that
great.
was about 2 years ago. But it was April the 17th, 2023 is when we opened. So yeah.
But yeah, I was down the Broadway the other day and you had like a little marquee outside.
Yeah, that's completely different. That's my my little sister who does baking.
Oh, okay.
She's a patisserie chef. She's been
Does she own the Commonwealth Club, is that right?
Yeah, both my sisters are like
Right,
do that together. Madeline is a wizard when it comes to bakes and cakes and everything like that. So she's using the front of the workshop.
Ah, right. I thought it might be like a birthday sort of party.
Oh,
It was
no,
like
she's at the front of the workshop, selling all her bakes and all
Yeah.
that whatnot at the moment. Doing like a little pop up.
Yeah.
You should go down. It's delicious. It's really good. So that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
That was 2 years ago. Crazy, really.
And then when you started saying 2019, I thought must be talking about another building.
No.
6 years ago, yeah.
6 years ago, but COVID pushed that back 2 years, I guess.
And the planning permission was
Yeah.
probably 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, worth of just. It was us trying to understand it as well. Like my dad was a big help of trying to make me understand how to put these emails together and to try and understand what terminology to use and what you need to do and how you need to get hold of the right people. Very challenging. So then, you realise that 2 years just flies by. I'm still training at the back of mum and dad's, or even the sort of the shed that was attached to the workshop at the time.
Right.
I had some of the equipment that I bought off a local gym, and I was training some people in there. But I'm talking, it was you could get wet.
Yeah.
If it was a rainy day
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of thing. It's only when you look back and you do think, I can't believe that I actually did what I did.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
Oh,
so people-
ballsy move, yeah.
Yeah, people say to me that, but I don't. Thing is, it didn't seem ballsy. I was not. I think the naivety didn't,
Carries you through,
Yeah,
yeah.
if there was another one now, I'd be very aware of. Understand what this is going to be.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't got the balls that I had when I was naive.
You would have talked yourself out of it, though, surely.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I think I would have. So I think actually sometimes doing things younger and you don't really know what you're doing means you get it done.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
once you get it done, you're like, I've got to learn now.
Yeah.
Got to make it work.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
stress here.
Yeah.
Right. Let's adapt, and that's essentially what's happened.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be old enough to start a company or a business and have clarity on how it's going to run, the pricing structure, the format, staff management, and the funnel, the marketing. No.
Yeah. I must admit, with the greatest respect, when we went there and you went, oh yeah, I own this. I went, you own this. Because I thought it took so long, and I thought this is just like someone's like. Like an investment company's gone in here. This is just amazing.
Yeah, it was
And then,
crazy.
I'm blown away by what it looks like. Hats off to you. It's
Well, the attention
incredible.
to detail.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place to see on the outside, but to come inside. I wanted to bring like the London to Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mum was she's great in interior design. So, when it comes to picking out the right tiles,
Yeah.
she's done all the tiles and they pop at the right places and they
Yeah.
really work. Sourcing the right type of wood from this this big factory sort of near London. Doing
Yeah.
everything steady
Yeah.
and properly. Even the floor, the parquet flooring,
Yeah.
it looks like it's always been there.
Yeah.
Was sourced by me. There's a couple in Poland.
You was telling me about this, yeah.
They go around to like stately homes and old schools, will rip up this parquet flooring,
Yeah.
and then you order how much you need, and they'll deliver it
Wow.
in their beat up van that's broken down usually a
Yeah.
few times on its way to come to you. It's astonishing. So just like a lovely personal
Yeah.
touch,
Absolutely.
And then I'm in there in my pants at 2 a.m. staining the floor. But at that point it was like, this is real.
Yeah.
But still, you're still naive. You still think everyone's going to swarm to it and everyone's going to love it because it's my baby and I know
Yeah.
better than anyone else.
Yeah.
and you adapt. So that these 2 years have been learning, adapting, failing, winning, failing, winning, failing, winning.
I think that's cool because you got yourself into a situation, right? And you either go for it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like there's people that would have probably tried to. I mean, you say do you own the building or you lease the building?
At least the building.
Right. Okay.
It's a 25-year lease, renewable. So
Yeah.
I'll always have
Yeah.
it beats mine. But the aim in the coming years is to own it.
Yeah.
And I believe I will own it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, COVID could have hit, and someone could have tried to get out of that situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
In any way they could.
But again, we hadn't the money that I got. I hadn't really spent much of it by the COVID time.
Right.
So it's just you just
the
acquired it
scariness
basically.
of another chunk that hadn't
Yeah.
really started yet.
Yeah.
So again, there was still naivety. At COVID, I would say the last 2 or 3 years is when I've grown up.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really grow up until I hit probably 30. Really.
Yeah.
And I guess we're all growing up.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
Depending on how you look at things.
Yeah.
But no, roller coaster.
Yeah.
Roller coaster.
So when you said you working in your mum and dad's back garden, you said you started the whole Instagram thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously, Paul said he got in touch. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's the Mouthy PT."
That's what you said.
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to say it, but you asked me. You went just out of interest. You know what?
Why?
Why?
Why me?
I went,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
you're the, to put it bluntly, you're sort of the mouthy PT.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I listened
You've
to it
achieved your
like
goal.
in the morning when you said me that, I was like, I like that. I went to bed thinking, yeah, I'm a bit mouthy. I like it.
Mouth is the wrong word.
Cheeky.
I think cheeky, or just
I used to use it slightly differently. I used to just sing in the car.
Yeah.
And literally be an idiot, right? And then over the last 2 years, you start to think I need to be more polished. And what I've actually started to realise is, no, you don't. You really, really do not. And it's almost like this year, 2025, is trying to get me back to being more on it, just like me.
Yeah.
yeah.
When I'm me, and I'm talking about, for example, the marathon, or I'm making a joke with my little girl, the views are
Yeah.
mental, and the likes are compared to what they're not when you're not like that. But if you just do like sterile, boring
Yeah.
stuff that looks professional,
Yeah.
people don't want this. people don't want it.
Yeah.
Now,
But yeah, it's how comfortable you can be on camera.
we were talking about this earlier on, and I think like this podcast situation's great,
Yeah.
right? Because it's polished, but it's real.
Yes.
Right? There's no
script.
There's no script. There's no
No.
cam. We've got a couple of like talking points over there that no one can see, but when you're actually trying to get the stuff that I listen to is like there's a guy that might be on the podcast actually called James Martin who's like an entrepreneur. He's a bit older, and he's just started on sort of Instagram,
Right,
social
okay.
media, and all he does is just film himself walking his dog, you know. And he just gives you like this sort of like, what would you call it? Idea of the day or thing of the day.
It's just like wisdom, sort of.
Wisdom, and it's real, and I look forward to it every day. Whereas if he sat there, pre-recorded it, like 100 of them in a day, I don't think I'd watch it as much.
And I've definitely realised that that's very well put, because I've tried the polished look. It doesn't work. Or maybe once you've got to a level, you can then become a bit more polished. But then you will lose some of the people that have loved you from the start.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why have you got that so many thousand followers? Because they've enjoyed what you've done up to that point, and then if you sort of go in a different direction, then you're probably going to alienate the people that you like
I think
anyway.
people look through it. I think people go, he's sort of, that's canned. He's practiced that, you know, which you have to. When you're talking to a camera, you have to practice it. And you cock it up left, right and centre, you know, we've done it, you've got to take, it's like 10 takes before you get it right.
I'd set up, so obviously I run off my phone with everything that I usually do, but I've got a camera with a mic and all that stuff. And I set it up at the club upstairs a couple of weeks ago. I said I'm going to do an update video on who am I and all that sort of stuff for anyone that's new over the last sort of 6 months or so. I sat down and I'm talking and then I'm like, no, go again.
Yeah.
And after probably about 5 to 6 takes, I've wasted half an hour and I went, no one's even going to want to watch this. Because this isn't who I am.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not even smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm a knob. So let's have fun with it. Like,
Yeah.
So at that point, I actually just went, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And I haven't brought that camera out the last 2
Yeah.
weeks because I don't really think it's necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think people overthink it. should I put?
I think when I'm doing social media with the guy that we work with for the club, there needs to be a level of professionalism
Yes.
for the business, I think, but within inside the walls, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like when it's so interesting, Samantha, who runs the like the co-working side for me, which was amazing. She really struggles to grab the phone and just talk about the day.
Yeah.
But when she does, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
And it's the same, isn't it? It's repetitive. It's again and again and again and again
Yeah.
and again. It becomes something you do all the time.
Absolutely,
Well, I
yeah.
think what's the-
It's a skill that you need. It's a muscle you need to
Yeah.
build. It's not just.
And if you don't
I'm no
use
good.
it for a
Yeah.
few weeks, if you don't use it for like a few weeks or a month, it disappears. You have to rebuild it. When I started doing it again, I had a few months where I stopped because I was how busy I was. I was like, oh, I can't talk to the camera at the moment. And it takes a few takes for you to... Something just happens. I can't explain it. Just something happens when you start recording and you feel good and it just goes.
I think a good combination is the polished sort of, especially for something like what you're doing, the polished sort of arty shots with a bit of music or whatever, and then when you're actually giving some information, the real sort of like you're just walking your dog or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got a fitness photo shoot in 4 weeks' time. 4 weeks tomorrow. Rented a gym out in London in the city, and me and I think it's 7 or 8 clients are going up. It's quite a big day, you know.
Yeah.
We're all going to be getting their kit off,
Yeah, yeah.
getting tanned up and getting some pictures and all that type of stuff. The pictures are obviously going to be polished, but I've brought Danny, who does all our social media, to get some behind the scenes shots a bit more natural.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing the Q&As or case studies afterwards, got to be very careful, I think, how you go about doing that interview, because some people could see the great results and everything and be like, oh, I want that, but this all looks too polished and too formal for me.
Yeah.
So how I go about doing that, I'm not entirely sure yet. I think just standing up and walking around.
I think you'll probably, if it feels right, you'll just go with it.
Yeah,
Likely.
because I've done it before where, like, you know, we've sat down and the light's there and it's, why did you join the programme? It's like, because I felt fat. Isn't that something where I want I want it to be more fun, you know, because I liked you and you seemed fun and I didn't want to feel crap anymore, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But, people can see through the polished stuff.
I think that's basically what you're trying to convey. I mean, look, we're all doing it for marketing, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, like this, we're sitting here, and what are you hoping? You're hoping that someone maybe watches this. I mean, this is fun in itself. I'd do it for free anyway, do you know what I mean? But someone's watches this, goes, oh, that's Leo. Yeah, I kind of know him. He's a nice fella.
Yeah.
I'll go and train with him. You know, maybe us. Oh, those guys are nice. I need some fulfillment. I'm going to use them.
Give them a follow.
You know,
Yeah,
exactly.
and you build up. Yeah, we're all trying to get somewhere with it.
Yeah.
But trying to do it in your natural way. I think,
Yeah, less contrived way as you possible.
It is challenging.
But I think it's not a one size fits all situation. You know, some people are probably really good at the, you know, face to face camera things. Do you know what I mean?
But there's some, I mean, you know, I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but there's some accounts I follow on Instagram where it's super polished. You've got the special mic noise of people doing certain things, and it's amazing. I think this has taken you clearly like a day to edit this for this short video, but you've got 2 million views. You're good. But then I see someone else who is literally using an old iPhone.
Yeah.
The audio is rubbish, and they've got 10 million. And it's
You can't call it, can you, sometimes?
You can't call it. You can't call it. You've got to have something.
I think if you're authentically yourself, that's what you have to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Whichever way it is, it might be, you know, talking in your back garden, or it could be in an amazing studio. Like, you just got to do what feels right or you're natural with, because people will see through it if you're not doing it.
And when you bring when I bring my kids into play, which I don't do all the time, but I'm not too bothered with their face being on socials. People love it.
Yeah.
People love it. And my 7-year-old, she's starting to really love the camera.
When am I next on, Dad?
Yeah. She's really starting to love the camera as well, which is good. But no, you just got to blend things in the right way at the right time, I think, which is interesting.
So going back to the Pizza Hut delivery boy,
right?
You told me a little. You said you had a story. Go on.
Before I go into this context, 17, 18 years old, immature. I'm not who I am today. Can we just clarify that?
I'm going to say this.
I'm a kid.
That's no excuse.
Right, there is no excuse to this. It's not right, but we're going for it. I used to eat the toppings off the pizzas before I used to deliver the pizzas to the people.
So you go in the big pillow and just sort of like underneath and
Well, just, you know, it's
I'm
on
never ordering a
the,
pizza.
it's on the side. No, I'll tell you, they've sorted it out now. They've got
Ziplocs or something.
Ziplocs. If you look at when you order a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, for years they've now had like it attached. And I've always made a running joke.
Oh,
that was me.
Is it like a sticker? Is it a sticker so if you broke it, they know it's broken?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
And that came in
Because of you.
Well, I'm always running joke. It's because of Leo.
Yeah.
Just pop it open. Let's have a little bit of that, a little bit of this. The chicken selects, right?
Oh, they don't know how many they're getting, right?
Well, you get 8.
Right. So yours always got 6.
No one ever got 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Most people got 7. Sometimes people got 6, and only once, this poor little family got 5.
What did you do about the dip though? Did you lick a dip from the?
I don't think I went dip.
You can't
because I'm driving as well. I thought, look,
I'm not an animal.
No, I'll stop. I'll draw the line at the dip. Yeah.
But you can't eat them like bareback, can you?
It was challenging. I don't know what I did dip wise.
Because that's like you need a drink directly.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
No, but I did. I did take one of the drinks as well, and have one of the drinks as well. It's a low moment,
yeah,
but a great.
Never had a criminal on this show.
No, I'm here. There was also, I'm going into this. There's another story about this, right? There was a time that I used to work Friday and Saturday nights. There was a big order, 4 pizzas, 4 sides, 3 drinks, loads of desserts, times 2. So it's like someone's ordered a thing with like 100 quid and then gone, I'll have it all again.
Yeah.
What, by mistake online or?
Well, who knows? It was like that's the way they like to do the ordering.
Yeah, okay.
Weird. So I come to the door and I remember it was at the fairway near Belfast, right?
Someone's up here.
Yeah, I don't know the road or name number.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've given it to this woman and I've gone, right, same again. And she's gone, what do you mean? I was like, well, you ordered it again, right? She was like, no. I went, oh. I said, sorry to bother you then. I said, have a nice night. Got in the car. And I'm thinking, there's 4 pizzas, there's 4 sides, there's 4 desserts, there's drinks. Okay.
Phone your mate.
What I'm going to do...
Gary, get the football.
Right. What I'm going to do, I knew I had a few hours left.
Yeah.
I took the spare wheel out of my car, put the pizzas where the spare wheel is, put it over the top, so they're gone, they're hidden, you can't see them. Went back in, right, and for about an hour was just hanging around, doing a bit of hot wash.
Yeah.
No one's hearing of anything.
Yeah.
I thought, right, well, win. I have now.
Oh, so you were covering yourself. You're giving yourself an alibi, really.
Yeah.
You were going, oh, they're in the car. If anyone moans.
Yes, right. But no one was saying anything. So I thought, well, I'm going out for the next delivery in a minute. I'll message the mates.
Yeah.
Give me a £5. You can have a pizza. £5. You can have a side. It was that type of thing. Met them at the top of Waitrose. Waitrose in Lee. Probably got about 30 quid. Everyone was like, one, bang, 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 bang. Left one for himself.
Yeah.
So the entrepreneur was in you.
Yeah, the illegal side. Yeah. Anyway, got back. Suddenly, the manager, I remember her name was Jo at the time. She just went, what? I can't remember exactly what she said, but just suddenly started yelling and screaming, there's a massive order that's been missing. And I thought, well, I'm going to hit this head on. I'm the first one she's going to see. I'm going to help. So I ran in to the front and went, what's going on, Joe? And I remember that point, and from that reason, she never suspected it was me, and it was the hidden, where is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it
He's
left,
got barbecue sauce up his... What happened, Joe?
and it left, and for some reason they didn't, I don't know why they didn't attach it to the fact that it was me that took it.
Yeah. Wow.
But a memory and a moment.
Success or a failure, would you say that?
Both, I think looking back, it's like, it's depending on what mood I'm in.
Yeah,
Whether
exactly,
it's
yeah.
a good story or a really dirty one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a
I'm
great
glad it happened,
story.
if I'm honest.
That is a great story.
For sure.
So we touched on the workshop earlier on.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about it.
No.
The workshop is basically a conducive space to, freelancers or whatever to work in. This is above the gym that you've got, yeah?
Yeah, so the idea, once I started to gather some traction, was it's going to be a really boutique gym over 2 floors. There's going to be a little coffee area and like grab a protein shake before you go. And then I started doing, during like the COVID times, more work online, helping people nutritionally and accountability and support and all that type of stuff. And it was like, other than the coffee shops, there's not really a place that I feel like I can go to. So one Monday morning, it was a January, I think this would have been 2022, I think. I went upstairs as it was all like a building site, and I just said to all the builders and everyone, right, come to the back, sit down. And it was there freezing cold in the January. I went, right, we're going to change it. The gym's on the ground floor, so we haven't got...
Was the gym open at this point? Or
No, it was a building site. The gym's just going to be on the ground floor, so it's going to be smaller. We haven't got to do the big, more expensive reinforced floor for the gym coming up.
So the original idea was gym both the top
Yeah.
and bottom. Right, okay.
I said, the upstairs is going to be a co-working members club. That's sort of like how I was like. I was like, imagine Soho House in London,
Yeah.
mainly based around a place to come and work. I was so sure that I had the formula.
Yeah.
So sure that this was exactly what everyone needed. But people aren't working from home 5 days a week. There is this blend. People don't want to be in the same place every single day. Most people want to have a day here, a few days here. So then the price point, even though it made sense for people that were using it full time, most people didn't need it full time. Most people needed it 2 days a week, 3 days a week, a morning here and afternoon here. So then it was, I think we need to bring that price point down to accommodate how people are going to use it. So then pretty much from that point onwards, we've been £150 a month, which was for the full thing.
Right.
Now, just the club, the co-working is 150,
Okay.
and the gym is 100, and then you get a little discount if you buy them both together. And that price point is now.
I think that's fair, to be honest. You know.
We try and get people to sort of use it 2 or 3 days a week and not use it full time. Sort of a flexi membership.
Yeah.
It works out being like a tenner a day.
Yeah.
So it's just cheap.
Yeah.
You know, if you do a day pass at any of our competitors, for example, they're like £20.
Yeah.
So if you do a membership with us, and you get coffee bought for you, you get being part of the club, you get to integrate with other people, you get to book different meeting rooms out.
Yeah.
The opening hours are massive. Like, it's definitely worth it. But it's taken this long. Took 18 months of playing around,
Yeah.
winning at months. So, oh, we got it. Failing at months. I think we have got it.
Yeah.
Really listening to people that loved it, but it's just been a roller coaster. But we now have that very clear runway, and we're going down.
I think that's a really good point to make, is that when you start a business, as you said, the first you have this idea and you start it and you go, everyone's going to want this.
Oh,
Yeah.
right?
And they will come
Oh,
to
it's-
the, yeah.
yeah.
And then it doesn't happen. Majority of the time it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
right? And you can really easily just go, oh, sod it. I mean, when we started Dispatch Bros, you know, even the first client, there was situations where we were like, blimey, like this ain't going to work. We were getting surcharges from the Royal Mail.
Yeah.
And like, blimey, like we had to tinker with something.
And it was before he even came, we were like, I don't really get it all in.
No,
Like, that's just too much stuff.
Yeah.
And in the grand scheme of things, it was just nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you just make a mountain out of a molehill in your mind sometimes.
Well, marketing, I didn't do it anywhere as good as if it was now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost.
Because
It annoys me a little way because I feel like I'd kill it from day one now if I had the chance to do this again.
why is that though? Is that because you
I know
weren't quite 100% sure it was going to work?
I didn't know what it was.
Right.
I
Okay.
didn't know how people were going to use it.
Yeah.
Members club sounds great, but people aren't going to pay what the price was to be a member of a club. They wanted to get something from it.
From it, yeah.
Because there wasn't any members at that point. So it's like, why would I go in and just look at the wall? Like, I've got a wall of work. And it really was. We're a co-working space with a social element and community attached to that.
Yeah.
And that will grow over time. So when we launched, it was about a month before we opened, it was like, we're doing tours. There was like 80 people in the first few hours.
Really?
That were like, I want to book a tour. And I was like,
It's going to be
Yeah.
oh my
bonkers.
God, I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
And they were being booked in, and they were getting shown around, and 80% of them weren't signing up.
Right.
The price was too high for what we were. We weren't anything at that point. There was nothing to go. There was no
Yeah.
past history to look at. There was no
Buzz about it. Yeah, yeah.
We're an empty, beautiful space that's brand new. And if the price point, I believe, was a lot less, we'd be at full capacity a long time ago. But it's part of the game we play.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the emotion, like you say, the emotional attachment
Yeah.
was so strong. Because I was like, the building is so beautiful, the gym is so gorgeous, the upstairs is such a lovely place to be. It will set itself, and it does set itself now, because people come up and they see the atmosphere, and we know what we are, and we've got 2 years worth of experience and data to go off. But at the early stages,
People don't care really.
No.
You think they care, they don't.
no,
No one cares as
especially-
much as you do about
No,
it. That's
exactly,
the thing.
Yeah.
it's
You've
really-
got to detach yourself and go, I'm a client. What do I want to pay, or whatever. Am I going to use this? And to me, it's probably the first sort of thing people do, especially when times are tight and they go, like I've got my kids' fees or school fees or whatever.
things that need to be
Yeah,
paid.
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
There was a moment back in the last year where it was getting, we weren't at capacity, but it was like maybe the ceiling needs to be raised. We need to make the ceiling higher financially for more growth in the company.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, maybe we need to up the price now we're established. And we made a big price increase for like a couple of months, where the full club was 300.
Right.
And so it was like double, right? And we had people, so we had like 10, 12 people like, yeah, go. And it was like, okay, there's money in the area, people appreciate we are what we are now. I think we got it. The problem with that was, it then became an office.
Right.
The buzz went, the social element went, it was just people on the laptops.
Right. Same faces every day.
It wasn't fun to be there. I was actually like, I think I've created something that I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going into this year, I played the game like you guys just said. I one evening walked around and was like, right, I am who I am today. I do the job I do. With working with clients online and stuff. What would I pay? Do I even like it
Yeah.
for this? To really detach myself. And I was like, gym, yes. Upstairs, yes. But it's definitely an ad hoc. For me, would it be afternoon here, morning here? I'm there for today. It's not a full-time thing. And I was like, well, then I've got to put a price out which I know I'd pay. So we went back to the 150, which was the original, and at that point now it's the traction's there, and we know who we are, and we're established, and we made it more fun. We're bringing in more social settings, more fun nights. Like we've got darts and DJs in a few weeks' time. We've got a member who plays in a band that does a bi-weekly band night, and I did my fundraiser for the marathon last month. So suddenly there's becoming
community.
something.
Yeah.
Like last month there was like 40 people upstairs, all having a nice drink. The atmosphere was great, and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is
what I wanted it to be. Yeah.
Because it's also in Leon C. There's nowhere on the first floor.
Yeah.
So I was
that's
up there.
true.
I was up there, and someone said it feels different
Yeah.
to anywhere else. And I was like, we're on the first floor. It's
Yeah.
like, could be it.
Yeah. You're right, actually. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
didn't
what
think
we
about that. That's actually
No,
a
I
good
didn't
point.
think about that.
No, there isn't really anywhere, is it?
No, you got that sandbar, maybe.
Sandbar, yeah, but
That's the restaurant all upstairs, isn't it?
it's a restaurant upstairs.
Yeah.
right?
So it's not like a social space, is it, so to
No,
speak?
not really. So yeah, I do feel that we're at that point now where we know what we are, we know what the future looks like, we know how to market. Well, you interchange with that all the time.
Yeah.
What people think of it.
So with like you say, you've had some good months and some not so good months. And
Yeah.
do you get stressed?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a lie to say you don't.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Are you even an entrepreneur if you haven't like screamed into a pillow or something like that?
When I chat to some of my mates who talk about like a little financial stress that they're going through, I'm like, I don't know if you would survive a week dealing with what I have to deal with sometimes.
I always say it's like about 90% shit, 10% glory.
Someone once said to me, who's a mentor I work with, he said they're just numbers.
Yeah.
And if they've got minus before it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Just numbers. You'll make it work.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry. You'll adapt. You'll move. You'll do what you need to do. But it's a part of the Del Boy thing that I like about it.
Yeah.
When you're like, I need to make this work in the next month. You do.
Yeah.
God, that beer tastes good on a
Yeah,
Friday night.
yeah.
You know, I've won.
Yeah.
Yes. And you try and keep that momentum and you go forward.
I think people watching this might be listening to us going, "Oh God, these guys got it like sorted." But
Not many people have.
we're no
No.
expert. Like look, the amount of conversations we've had, or what do you want to call it, kitchen floor resets. Do you know what I mean? Where you
Yeah.
sort of like
Yeah.
that moment you go, oh my god, and you hit the back of the freezer and just slide down it. You know, you really got to have some thick skin.
One of my best friends, I spoke about my good friend who's very successful in his company. He's like 50, so he's 15, 16, 17 years older than me. But he's a young 50. He seems like he's an immature knob, really. But that's why I get on. I always find myself accidentally comparing myself, and he's like, "Look, there's 20 years in between us, pretty much. At your age, I was in a far worse position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take time.
Yeah.
Life is short, but it's also really long.
Yeah.
And if you use all your time stressing, you're gonna go through your 20s and 30s and 40s before you've even realised how great life can be. So you've got something that you know works. Just get to keep at it. Try and test. And if it is going to fail, hold your hands up and try not to stick at it for too long.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. Because there's been little companies that I've started. Like last year, I started an online company called Jaguar.
Yeah.
Thinking that was, thinking I had a lot of time for it, and the workshop was picking up a bit of momentum. What I realised was I didn't have nowhere near enough time or an identity of the real niche that I was speaking to at this point. And as of last month, I just cancelled it. I said my time doesn't need to be there. Yeah,
The online training gone, sort of.
no, just that brand.
Right. Okay.
It was like I didn't give that anywhere near as much effort and energy as I should do. I thought I was gonna walk it a little bit easier, and I quite comfortably just said no, cancel, overdone, move on. And
It was early doors, and
yeah.
So that's the thing.
It was nothing lost other than just time and more experience
Yeah.
gained.
Yeah.
You know? And now my energy is the workshop. It is the workshop, which has been interesting because there's been times over the last 2 years where, like I say, last year I was like, I can step away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it running itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, type of thing. But really, until you're at your ceiling and everything's financially flowing really well and it's a booming business,
Yeah.
you should never step away.
No.
And my naivety has definitely got the better of me on a few occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're probably guilty of that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We're, downstairs Drinks Direct. It's been going 25 years, and probably, certainly for the probably about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I reckon I was like, this is cool. It runs itself. I don't need to do anything. And then you do that. To be honest with you, I went off and did a few other things for maybe 2-3 years, and then it starts to just go like that. You think, well, it needs some attention. It's like I guess, whatever you want to call it, a garden where you need to keep watering it, otherwise it's going to die.
There was a mentor I worked with a few years ago, and he was very good at when you've won or had a good week or a good month. That's when you go.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of us settle.
Mm.
So, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's when you got the motivation though to just go like let's go again. You know?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So like, if you have a decent week where it all seems to knit together, it's very easy to have the next week to be a bit like that.
Yeah.
And we'll do another one in a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, if you show yourself what you can do when you need something or you need a result. Imagine if you had that every week, or 40 weeks of the year versus 4. You'll probably get to where you want to be a lot quicker, and that's something which I still battle with all the time now.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a roller coaster. It really is.
So dealing with stress, do you have any, or productivity or whatever, do you have any personal habits or anything like that? Do you do stuff in the morning that you have to? I have like my own little routine,
Okay.
and I think if I miss something out, then I'm not gonna say it ruins my day, but in the back of my mind, like I haven't quite.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for the day. Do you know what I mean?
There's no meditation ice baths with me in the morning. I'll stay in bed. I'll stay in bed for as long as I can.
Okay.
Right, okay.
I don't want to really have to I don't like getting up early. I train one client early once a week, and that I have a bit of anxiety the night before, so I'm not going to wake up for it, all that sort of stuff. But actually, when I'm up and I'm out, I'm me the second I wake.
Yeah.
I'm not a mornings person.
Yeah.
I'd rather go slower, if you follow
Right,
me.
yeah.
This morning I was just with the kids in the playroom watching them just be kids for 10 minutes. I needed that. It was like, I feel like I can now say bye for the day.
Yeah.
And I hate it when you don't spend any time with them and you think, oh, I wish I gave them a cuddle. Or
Yeah.
something. And so I like to try and have that little moment with them, even if it's just like one little smile, one little laughter. And then it's training and it's eating well the majority of the time that manages my stress, if I'm honest with you. If I'm feeling stressed and I train and I put my energy into really going into a big leg session or pressing something heavy for me or going for a run, you can't not feel better after.
Big dopamine rush.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. But also, if I'm feeling stressed, it's like I've got to eat well today. I don't want to feel heavy, bloated, lethargic. I don't want my digestion to be messed up. I've got to feel like I'm at least doing what I can control as well as I can. So that's my biggest thing.
Oh, it's very easy to go on that sort of like, oh, I feel shit today, I'm going to have a burger.
Exactly,
and it's a slippery slope from there, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't do that. I think I used to. Like, let's get it done.
I think 99% of people do that.
Yeah, but no, not really. I love sport. I love F1. I love football. You know, you're Spurs, I'm United. It's not fun at the moment, but
you stick with it
when it's on.
Yeah.
When there's a Premier League weekend on and there's Champions League in the week, I'm happier.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting home and I'm going to sit down and watch and I'm going to immerse myself in something which makes me forget about everything else.
Yeah.
And I love that. Usually it ends up in
Worst week of the year, international break. Worst week.
Yeah.
I hate
When I go, oh, I wonder what the games are. Oh,
England
England
versus.
now, but
Yeah.
I love World Cup. I love the Euros.
Yeah.
Right involved in
you
that.
don't want to know about the qualifiers, do you?
Honestly, it's so boring.
It is, isn't it? It's
So
terrible.
yeah, sport's a big thing.
I think it's because they're all sort of like, they don't want to get injured for their team, so no one really cares.
No, definitely. So yeah, Formula One. I love a nice Formula One.
So that's your
moment.
kind of relaxing time.
Occasionally play golf.
Yeah.
You know, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Depending on what hole I'm on.
Yeah.
The Masters was
Yeah,
great. Watching
great.
Rory.
Ryder Cup.
What Rory in the Masters. That was amazing. I get very and films. I'm a massive film freak. I'm a massive James Bond freak. So listening to scores, listening to what Hans Zimmer does, and just I love the emotional side that comes to that. If you watch me watch certain films, I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I love it. I actually love it. So that's how I forget about the crap that's going on sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how I get away from it.
Good on you.
Yeah.
So, go on.
Lastly, long term, what's the future hold for Leo Parry, etc.?
Big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not really one of these guys that has an ambition to be a multi-millionaire.
Right there.
I don't really think that makes. If I actually think, I spoke to my other half about this a number of times over the last few months. It's like when I think about everything, life's actually good.
Yes.
I feel fit, still young. The kids are good. I've got a boy and a girl. They're both all healthy. We're young, so we're going to get on to our 40s and 50s and be able to go, right, we can now do us again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice house, live in a nice area. I've got a good family, you know, all batshit crazy, but I love them all. The business is a great thing to have. I'm so proud that I've got it. It's not where it needs to be yet, but
It's on the
what
way
is
there,
after
yeah.
only 24 months. I think other than that being polished and finished and financially bang, there isn't anything else that I'm striving for, if I'm honest with you. I think it's just stay fit, stay young, stay healthy for as best you can.
I think there's never going to be, this is my personal opinion, there's never going to be a time where that is polished and finished and
No.
bang. The enjoyment is in the journey.
There was something this morning that I saw on that, and it was actually about the marathon. It was like, as a spectator that doesn't run, really, all you see is the day.
Yeah.
But really, it's
And months.
it's
that
the
are-
ice-
yeah.
it's like the iceberg effect, like what you see coming out
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
water versus
Yeah.
what's underneath
Yeah,
the
yeah.
water, so to speak. And you know, I've had one of those weeks this week. Like today's a Friday where I needed X, Y, and Z to be done and achieved, and I've done it as of yesterday. So coming here today is perfect that I managed to get everything sorted as of yesterday, so I can really only for one day.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
And then bang, we go Monday again aggressively, make a little plan and go again. But no, in regards to ambitions, I'm pretty happy and set where I'm at. If I'm honest with you, it's just make that journey more fun as we go through
Absolutely.
it. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing to hear as well, because I think a lot of people are you're driven by the whole Instagram thing. You're like, oh, I've got a bit of money.
I think that's a problem. You know, like what they look like, how much
Totally,
people make. You know, everyone. My wife's always looking at it, going, "Oh, look at this person." I'm just like, you know, that's not real life a lot of the time.
No.
I mean, you're showing basically your best 1% of the
Yeah,
day.
and
I mean,
look, would I like to suddenly go viral overnight and business becomes so easy?
Yeah, of course.
Sure,
yeah.
but I'm not chasing it.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think another thing is, like I touched on earlier, I did have body dysmorphia when I was younger. It's definitely still there. I think we've all got an element of it. It sounds a bit corny, but it is that self-love, and it is like you don't have to be this polished, perfect version of yourself all the time. Like, I look at myself today, I look pretty good, I feel, but I'm always striving to be better. And I'm like, I'm about to attempt a marathon at a pretty decent time after only been running for 10 months. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty fit.
Yeah.
Feel lucky.
Wow.
So I think it's like contentment and working on that as you get older.
Being satisfied with that, but still having the drive to do that, to go that extra step as well.
Definitely.
I always like that comfortability. I don't work well under pressure. I really don't. I like that comfortability, and that's when I can push on.
Yeah.
You know, when there's chaos around me, I'm like
Headless chicken.
a little bit, and I have to, you know, adapt my surroundings. Really, you know, I'd be terrible if you put me in a Gordon Ramsay kitchen. I'd be like, you know,
Too much.
oh God,
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, down tools, see you later.
I do need, I probably say I'm similar. I do need a bit of calm and a bit of composure. What we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, I'm the same. Yeah. I think we're probably not great that we're both
family.
like that. But yes, it's definitely. If the pressure's on, then I'm a bit like that.
Definitely. Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I know many people that love lots of pressure.
Yeah.
Weirdos, I call them.
Some people thrive under it. You said Jade's like that, didn't she? She said, "I loves it when."
Oh yeah, my wife. Yeah, she's just like she just goes. I love to leave things to the last minute and then just go for it.
Well, my other half, I mean, like me and my family, we're erratic. We're late to a lot of things. My other half, her family, are always on time. So there's always this
That clash,
battle that we've always had, like where Holly's always like, we've got to be there at 12, and I'm in the shower at 10 to 12. So she's like,
Yeah.
what you've had all morning.
She start telling you got to be there at 11.
She started that. She started that. Even like today, right? I had to be at like 9ish.
Yeah.
I'm in the shower at 20 to 9, and I'm thinking, I've done it again. I could have done this.
Yeah,
at 8.
yeah.
What am I doing? What am I doing? But
No, he said to me, I'm going to turn up at 8:45. I went, yeah, cool, no worries. And then at about 10 to 9, he went, he sent me a text going, on my way.
yeah. And that was me coming down the stairs. I wasn't technically on my way. But also knowing, like I said to my other half a few weeks ago, I'm never not going to be this.
Yeah.
Live with it. It's been 14 years, babe. You've got to keep going.
You're very self-aware. Then that's a really commendable.
I'm always going to be arriving to things just when I need to. And I've tried to be. When you're early, it's quite nice. Like driving here today, when you were like, take time.
Yeah.
I actually.
That's kept to the
There was a red light where you sometimes try and make it. And I went, no. And I sat there and I was like, this is really nice. But also, I'm a little bit bored.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's too safe.
Maybe there's a little bit of ADHD in me that I don't know. But that's right. That's how I polish that up, really.
Sorry. Well, thanks for the chat, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Been
me.
amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was
indeed.
great chatting.
Thank you.
Really good.
Yeah. You wanted to say?
Finish on. Ask you for your favourite quote.
It's a corny one.
Okay.
Everything happens for a reason. I've always.
No.
I think when we think about more positive things, with the workshop and the transitions, and when things have gone really bad, and I was like, "That's terrible." It's always actually meant that something else has come from it, which has been really interesting. So, like for example, growing my hair. I grew my hair back in like 2019 or 2018 to the point where I had a massive ponytail. Loved it. I really, really didn't want to have it cut off. I was like, I love the way this looks. In the hairdressers, I didn't explain it that well to the person I was having it done. Too much was cut off. to the point where I went back a few weeks later to just say, take it all off. Realised I was loosening hair.
Right.
9 weeks later, I'm in Istanbul. I'm having a hair transplant.
I still can't believe it. I didn't think you were going to.
No,
I wasn't going to mention it on camera, but
No,
it is.
it just came from that question.
It's good.
And who would have thought that my mistake of explaining what I wanted to have done with my haircut when it was long meant
So do you not know you were losing it when you had
I could tell it done in a big ponytail.
Right, okay.
I could tell it was receding.
Yeah.
Here, but when I went back, I went, look, I've messed up with what I wanted. Take it off. Let's start
Yeah.
again. And in the chair, it was like,
You sure, mate?
it's going. I went, oh, no, it is. And he was like, no, it's going. And then he showed me, and it was 9 weeks later.
It's going. I know you're going to cut it off.
9 weeks later. I'm an action. If I can do it, I'm very quick at saying, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Take action. So
I think that's the best way to be.
everything
There's
happens for a reason.
Too much procrastination a lot of the time.
I mean, I've got it.
That's why we called it that.
There we go.
You know.
I mean, I do procrastinate a lot. And, everything happens for a reason.
Cool.
That's my one.
Lovely.
So yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, mate.